Okay, we're going to continue on with this tank tread here. And what we're going to do is just clone it over to the other one. Most of you have two treads. If you have one, that's fine. But there's two treads, so we need to somehow clone this piece. Now, the way I do this is kind of easy, but it'll look a little messy. Max is going to kind of jump around a little bit here. Once we have one tread done, this one was the one that's already animated. So it's already animated. Same as in the last tutorial. What I'm going to do, I can't just clone the whole thing over. That won't really work. So I've got to get this tread cloned, but reset over here to this one. So watch what I do. I'm holding down Shift, and with my left finger, I'm cloning. And what it's going to do is make this great big kind of ugly piece. I'm going to make that a copy, just one, and say OK. Now that's the one that's selected now, so make sure that that one is selected. And then I'm going to remove the path deform binding off this new one. And I'm going to hit the little trash can here. So I select path deform binding and hit the little trash can. That'll send my treads back into that straight line again that they were originally created in. Don't worry about the axis they're on. That's not going to be important right now. The next thing I'm going to do is select the tank tread path. Remember, that was the one that these treads were following. It's a shape or a line. I'm going to select that. And I'm going to hold down Shift and left mouse click holding down. I'm going to drag it over into the center of this other tread. And you can see it right there. That's going to be a copy, one, and OK. So now we actually have all the pieces that we need. These treads are going to go on this path. So you select the treads. I'm going to make a new path deform on these new treads. You'll see there, that should be what you've got. Pick path. I'm going to pick this path over on the other side. The treads will swing over there, but they won't be lined up right. Move to path, and then find the right axis. Now in this case it's Y, but in yours it could be any of these. And you can see that they're going backwards here, and I hit flip to get them to go forwards. Now, scaling the treads, you can see these are bigger than these. These have been scaled down. I'm going to scale these treads while they're on the path deform. And this is where it gets a little messy, because they're actually going to scale according to their original axis. And we don't know what that is right now. So I'm just going to click and see what happens. You can see this one's just making them bigger. That's really not going to help me. So I'm going to grab this axis, and that one actually will pinch them together. And that's what I want in this case. So I'm going to make them about what the other ones were here. Actually, I can come in a little bit more, right about there. And then I'm going to make them a little bit thicker. You can see if you can see that barely little red ring around there, my other treads on the other side are slightly thicker. And we don't want our tank lopsided, so I'm going to make them a little bit thicker, and that should make sure that the treads on the other side match these treads. Now, if we go back to these treads here, you can see these numbers that are present. We can just clone those, or we can just copy those numbers. So under stretch, I can hit Control C, click on these, and under stretch hit Control V, and it'll copy that in there. If I click on something else, now my path is exactly the same size. If I want to animate it, I can click on my animated path here, and you can see that at frame 100 I've got 40. I can just copy that, or you can just type in 40. Go back to this one, hit Auto key, move this over to 100, paste in 40. If you click on anything else, the little red brackets here mean now it's animated. I'm going to turn off Auto key and you can see that both treads are going to move at the same speed. If I hit play and click in this viewport, they're both moving at the same speed. Okay? And again, don't worry about the slowing down and the speeding up of the treads. We'll deal with that later. But at this point, all my treads are on the tank and done. You may need to link the treads and the path. So actually, if I just grab everything on this side, everything on this side, then I can link them to the tank. And now, when I click on the tank, everything will move together. Okay?